Day in the wild town of Calatu, One day in the town of Calatu, a little boy named Chase decided to go to the zoo. He woke up early and brushed his hair. Then he bolted and went down the stairs.
"Mama,"
he yelled.
"can we do something new?"
"Yes, my sweet,"
she replied.
"What would you like to do?"
"Can we go to the zoo today?"
he asked ever so sweetly.
"Of course we can, Chase. Yesterday you cleaned your room so neatly."
After breakfast, the two of them hopped into the car. They drove and drove. It seemed like they were going very far. The road twisted and turned and wound all around, until finally Chase heard a very different sound.
"Mama, what was that noise?"
Chase asked.
"We've arrived at the zoo, Chase. There was an animal making that sound."
"What animal could have made that strange sound?"
What animal could have made that strange sound, Chase wondered as they entered the zoo. Chase wanted desperately to know how they'd made that strange noise and went to find it right away. But he was stopped.
"Well, hello there, little gaffer,"
a deep voice said. Chase looked up and saw a sparkly bald head. The head was atop a fairly tall man. He looked like a safari ranger with a nice crisp tan.
"My name's Ranger Mark. Can I help you find something?"
the man said.
"I need to find an animal, it sounds like."
Chase paused.
"That sounds like."
Chase paused.
"Is there a problem, young man?"
Ranger Mark asked.
"I want to find an animal that makes a really weird noise,"
said Chase.
"Well, we have lots of those."
Ranger Mark laughed.
"Right this way, and we'll follow every path."
Ranger Mark had handed Chase a map. This map was the first step to finding what animal made that noise. The first place on the map was the lion's den. So Chase, Ranger Mark, and Mama walked down the path, and when they got to the den, they tried hard to listen in. They watched the lion and saw a squirrel run by, and the lion let out a thunderous cry. Yelled the lion, and then Chase sighed, for this was not the sound he was looking for. Page 14 picture. They continued down the path, and to their surprise began to see many sets of eyes. All around them looked and saw more, until they heard something that was anything but a roar, but more of an eek, eek, eek. The monkeys were curious creatures, and Chase liked them a lot, but they did not make the sound that he had thought. Monkey picture. As the path began to curve and wind, Chase was wondering what he'd find. All he wanted to know was what made that sound and why it was so. All of a sudden, there was a fork in the road.
"What way?"
asked Chase. He'd wondered where they'd go.
"I'll let you choose if you want,"
said Ranger Mark.
"I recommend listening first before you pick."
Chase strained his ears once to the left and once to the right. He knew this decision was not based on sight. Then suddenly his ears caught hold of a noise, a sound so bold, so strange and new. He thought which way to go next in this marvelous zoo. What was this? Chase darted down the left path and searched where to go.
"Chase,"
his mother called.
"Oh no, oh no."
"This way,"
said Ranger Mark.
"I'll show you all the way."
Chase's mother sighed and followed Mark the ranger. She feared her little boy might be in danger. The two of them walked quickly down the winding path picture. Farther up the path, the peacocks, bears, and tigers thought through crowds of people was Chase, still searching for that strange sound. Then something splashed him and he jumped with fright. He turned around quickly and hoped it won't bite. Then what did he see in front of his face? It was a bright, bubbly dolphin in a great big pool place. Then,
Chase!
he heard from the distance.
Chase!
He heard again. It was his mother. He hadn't realized that he'd ran away. He was just looking for this great sound. His mother spotted him and ran to the side.
Why'd you run away like that?
She asked.
I wanted to find these animals,
Chase said. He pointed to the dolphin, whose sign said his name was Flippy. His mother looked over and laughed and laughed. She knew there was little danger in a zoological park. Chase was good at taking care of himself, so she took out her camera and snapshot it all. Didn't rhyme. The rest of the day at the zoo was a blast. Chase saw new things like bats and zebras, and ate yummy foods like cotton candy and pretzels. As they drove home and chatted away about the great day, Chase dozed off to sleep and dreamed of things new. And his mother knew he had a fantastic day at the zoo. And in the back seat was Park Ranger Mark. The end.